So when we think of becoming successful, we all have to have goals. And setting a goal seems to be easy. All of us have them at one point in our life. I want to pass this class. I want to lose weight. I want to become a faster runner. And some of those goals are easy to attain. And then there are more challenging goals. And so today I want to talk to you a little bit about goal setting. And what exactly does that mean? Because it sounds really easy just to say you want to do something, but sometimes getting the steps together in order to make it come to fruition can be very difficult. So the first thing in goal setting is you want to set SMART goals, okay? And that's the acronym for S, specific. Make sure your goal is specific, not real general. Oh, I want to be a better runner. That's too broad. We want to be very specific. So that would look like I want to run 2 miles in this specific time frame. So you want to make sure your goal is specific. If it's specific, then you are very clear on when you attain it. The M stands for measurable. You want to make sure that it's something that you can measure. Being a better runner, how do you know when you've become a better runner? And so giving yourself something actually measurable makes it easier for you to know when you've achieved your goal. So I want to run 2 miles. I want to have made a B on this exam. I want to know how to cook spaghetti, those things. And so make sure that it's something measurable. The A stands for attainable. Make sure that it's something that you can attain. If you say I want to be able to buy me a Porsche by next year, however, maybe your income doesn't make for that, then that may not be an attainable goal, which brings me to the R, which is realistic. And making sure that your goals are realistic in nature, something that you actually can achieve. So not to say that goals aren't attainable, but when you're setting your specific long and short-term goals, you want to make sure they're realistic. If I have asthma, let's say I have asthma, it may not be realistic to think that if it's not under control, that I'm going to be able to run the 5K in the shortest amount of time available. So I just want to know I'm being real with myself in terms of creating the goal and making sure that it's something I can achieve. If not, then it's going to be very disappointing when I'm unable to do so. And the last T stands for timely. And you want to make sure that you give yourself a time frame, a realistic time frame in achieving your goal. So make sure your goal is SMART, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. So with that, make sure you have a short-term versus long-term goal. So all of us have our long-term goal at some point in time. You want to graduate, you want to buy a car at the end of the year, we want to be debt-free. But within that long-term goal are short-term goals. And we have to set those short-term goals because those keep us on task. So if my goal is to make an A in a class and I currently have a C, I want to make sure my short-term goals are to do homework, to study for exams, to attend study groups, to email my teacher. Those are all the smaller elements that get me to reach my long-term goal. I also want to recognize my progress along the way. A lot of times we have a long-term goal and we make phenomenal progress towards that goal. And we just ignore it. We sweep it under the rug because it isn't the final thing. So if I say, for example, I want to pass a class, the example I gave before with a B, and I have maybe a D at the time, I want to acknowledge when my D goes from a low D to a high D, and when it goes from a D to a C, and when it goes from a C to a B. I want to consistently remind myself of my progress because that's important and that's what keeps me motivated. If I only pay attention to the A I'm trying to receive, then my hard work along the way can make me very, very frustrated. So I want to make sure that I'm acknowledging my progress along the way. And with that, what I'll leave you with is achieving a goal takes time. So acknowledge your progress and make sure that you give yourself enough time to achieve your goal.